So what is the problem? As we asked yesterday, we are asking it again today. What is the problem? The problem is essentially a crisis in our consciousness, crisis in our mind, in our brain, in our heart. That is the heart of the matter. And as we said also yesterday, and I hope you don't mind the thing being repeated, that our brain, which is the center of all of our existence, our brain has evolved through time, through millions and millions of years. Through those years, it has created for itself every form of self-protective device. It has sought, if you go into it yourself, and not merely repeat what psychologists and the brain specialists talk about, it has always sought security. Otherwise it can't function, right? It must have security. So it begins to create images. It begins to create illusions in which it takes safety. So it has created a certain pattern of existence for itself, which is our life. And it has developed through time, and therefore there is always this question of acquiring knowledge, using that knowledge to be secure in life. You're following all this, I hope. Because after all, knowledge is the most important factor in our life. Knowledge with regard to some technological activities, knowledge about the psyche, about ourselves. That knowledge has been acquired through millennia, stored up in the brain. The brain with all its cells and so on. As we said yesterday, the speaker has not read any of these books. Thank God. He has observed the activities of human beings, the activities of his own brain, which is through observing reactions, pleasurable, painful, sensitive, and so on, so on. So it is a direct perception, not acquired second hand. And this is important in our communication with each other. So this brain has acquired tremendous knowledge, so has to be completely secure. Whether that knowledge is illusory, actual, fanciful, imaginary, pleasurable, and so on. It has created a pattern of existence for itself so that it can never be harmed, wounded, both physically as well as psychologically. This is important to understand. because we live with images. Our religions are nothing but images created by the mind, by thought, and that which has been created as a holy image, you then begin to worship it. But it is essentially the desire, the necessity for it to be secure, to be safe, to be protected. But knowledge is always accompanied by ignorance. Right? Because knowledge can never be complete. Please see the importance of this. Knowledge can never be complete. You may acquire great information about the world, about matter, about heavens, not spiritual heavens, I don't mean that. Heavens, the skies, the universe. But whatever knowledge science has acquired and transmitted through generations, it is still within the area of ignorance, within the area of shadow, of the shadow which is non-knowledge. So see what we have done, how the brain has tricked itself into security in knowledge and holding on to that knowledge, and yet it has never discovered for itself that knowledge can never be complete, and therefore whatever action that takes place from that knowledge must be incomplete. I hope you're following this. Please, we are not intellectual. Intellect has its place. The capacity of the intellect is to observe, distinguish, discern, but it is still, if that intellect becomes the whole of life, as it is now becoming, covering the whole field of life, that is a part, which is the intellect is a part of the whole human existence. But when a part takes supreme importance, then inevitably all action must be fragmented, incomplete, and therefore conflict. I hope you're following all this. Right, may I go on? No, I can go on, but as we said, we are thinking together. Because the speaker is not selling you anything, thank God. He's not asking you to follow him, all that tummy rot. The speaker says, the world is in such a misery, confusion, turmoil. For God's sake, let's think together. And to think together implies we must be free to observe. Not I observe and tell you, or you observe and say, no, you don't see properly, but together observe. Right?